April 13th, 2026. The world wakes up to a direct military confrontation in one of the planet's most vital maritime arteries, the Strait of Hormuz, a narrow choke point through which 20% of global oil and a quarter of seaborne gas normally flow. Tensions exploded in February with Operation Epic Fury, a U.S.-Israeli campaign targeting Iranian military and nuclear infrastructure. In response, Iran effectively seized control of the waterway, implementing a controlled access regime that throttled global trade. Tehran began charging tolls of up to $2 million per vessel, a practice President Trump denounced as world extortion. Diplomacy reached its breaking point over the weekend in Islamabad, the highest-level face-to-face engagement since 1979. Vice President J.D. Vance delivered a final offer: reopen the strait unconditionally and dismantle all nuclear enrichment facilities. Iran rejected the terms, demanding the release of sanctioned funds and sovereign recognition. The talks collapsed. With diplomacy dead, the White House moved to Plan B. At 10 a.m. today, the U.S. officially commenced a naval blockade. This is no longer a freedom of navigation operation. It is active economic and military strangulation. The order is absolute: block any and all ships trying to enter or leave Iranian ports while allowing traffic to other Gulf nations. The blockade is supported by the USS Abraham Lincoln, the Tripoli, and 11 destroyers, including the USS Michael Murphy. Specialized units are already clearing Iranian sea mines to establish a safe passage corridor for non-Iranian vessels. Global markets reacted instantly. Brent crude surged 7% to over $102 within hours. For Tehran, the cost is staggering. Experts estimate the blockade could drain over $400 million every single day. Vessel movements have plummeted, from a daily average of 138 transits to just 21 yesterday. China remains the primary destination for Iran's ghost fleet, with nearly all current exports directed toward Chinese ports. Allies are divided. The United Kingdom has declined to join the blockade, focusing instead on stabilizing energy prices. Italy's Giorgia Meloni has rebuked the U.S. administration, defending Pope Leo XIV's calls for peace. President Trump has issued a blunt warning: any Iranian ship targeting the blockade will be immediately eliminated. The U.S. is specifically targeting ships that complied with the Tehran toll booth, regardless of the flag they fly. Any vessel found to have paid illegal tolls to Iran in international waters is now subject to interdiction. While traffic to non-Iranian ports remains open, the entire region is on high alert for Iranian retaliatory attacks. Tehran has warned that if their trade is cut off, no port in the Persian Gulf or Gulf of Oman will be safe. The humanitarian stakes are rising, with the Pope calling the blockade a path toward global catastrophe. Energy security has vanished. WTI crude rose 8% to over $104 in a single day. The inability to offload oil may cause permanent damage to Iran's wells if they are forced to shut down indefinitely. The Arleigh Burke-class destroyers are the tip of the spear, clearing the path and enforcing the new maritime order. The United States is taking a largely unilateral path, testing the limits of its global influence and military reach. Is this the final pressure point before a total war, or a gambit to force Tehran back to the table? Close encounters at sea are happening hourly. One miscalculation could ignite a firestorm that cannot be extinguished. The U.S. demand for the cessation of proxy support remains a non-negotiable red line for the Iranian regime. At the heart of the conflict lies the nuclear program. The U.S. demands the handover of 1,000 pounds of enriched uranium. Early indicators show the blockade is working to choke the economy, but at what cost to global stability? Across the world, the impact is felt at the pump. A global energy crisis is no longer a warning. It is a reality. The blockade of April 13th marks a new, more dangerous chapter in the struggle for control of the Persian Gulf. A world on edge. The Strait of Hormuz has become the front line of a conflict with no clear end in sight.